Okay, I like tariffs. I'm pro tariff, and I'm going to describe what I appreciate about tariffs. Tariffs are taxes on foreign goods. It's saying to another country, if you're going to sell your products here in this country, you have to pay a tax. So they have to pay more to have their goods be sold in our country, and people in the country have to pay more for the product because they'll have to sell the product for a higher price because of the tariffs, because of the tax on foreign goods. That's in essence what tariffs are. Tariffs are a means of aiding what's called protectionism, and I think people sometimes use the word protectionism negatively, just like they use the word isolationism negatively. But I don't think there's anything wrong about a country, the those who are calling the shots for the country, those are the who are the leaders of a country, ensuring that its own citizenry and its own workers and its own industries are protected. So it's not just a free for all. It's not just like, hey, you guys, well, uh, we're gonna let these people come in from elsewhere, and they get to compete with you in every way. And if they are willing to work for less, then then they'll all be employed, and we'll fire you guys because you're spoiled and lazy and you're asking for too much. And um, that's what happens. That's what will tend to happen in a free trade paradigm. Um, but under protectionism, you have more of a proper relationship between the leaders of a nation and the citizens of a nation. Because again, you uh, you're supposed to be looking out for your own. Take the metaphor of a family. If a nation is a family writ large, now it's hard for any of us to think about our nation that way these days because we've been so alienated for so long that, and we know that they're not, for the most part, the ruling class is not on our side. We know that they hate us and despise us and want to replace us, uh, and that's why they flung open the borders, and that's why they want to invade the world and invite the world. That's the neoliberal, neoconservative paradigm that pretty much rules the roost amongst most of the most of the ruling class. But under tariffs, under protectionism, that's not the case. Under protectionism and protect which goes hand in hand with the protection of the border, you look out for your citizens just the same way that a father or a mother looks out for their own children. It's not that they look down on or hate uh, or wish ill upon the children of other families, but it's not like but it's not like they're going to say a normal family does not say, you know what, you know what, son, you know what, daughter, uh, you're just as good. You're basically interchangeable with all the other children in in the neighborhood or in the town or in the city. and we'd just as soon, if another kid out there, is doing a better job at being, you know, at being a kid. Like, if another kid out there is a more exemplary student and is, the football star, the basketball star, or has straight A's, is the valedictorian, um, then we just as soon, let that kid have, we take care of that kid. And if you don't like it, you need to step up your game and do better, because our we don't have any loyalty to you just because you're our own kid. We're gonna be loyal. We just want, to take care of we want to, look after, the kid that we find the most, uh, acceptable. No, you don't love your kids because they're the best at school. You don't love your kids because they're the best, uh, because they're star athletes. Uh, you don't love your kids because they've got, amazingly high IQs, uh, because they're excellent or exemplary, or you know in, in any of those other things. You love your kids because they're your kids. They're yours. You're a family. You look after each other. And a nation is, under ideal circumstances, which we certainly do not have today, but under ideal circumstances, a family should operate the same way. A family should say, a nation should say to its own citizenry, "You are ours, and we look after our own." That doesn't give you carte blanche to do whatever you want, of course, but it does mean that uh, we will look out for you, and we will, you know, see to it that you are taken care of, as long as you do your part. As long as you, uh, um, are, you know, aren't, aren't criminals, aren't breaking the law, aren't doing things that you shouldn't be doing. If you're good, decent, virtuous, law-abiding citizens, then we're putting you first because you're our own. And so in that way, America first. People who say America first and mean it, um, it's not really that different from a mother or a father saying, "I'm putting my children first." Again, that doesn't mean that they hate other children. It doesn't mean that they wish, uh, bad things to happen to other children. It doesn't mean they don't care about other children. You can put your own country first and still, be, conscientious about what's going on in other places in the world. But you don't just say, "Well, anybody's like anybody else, so let's just, well, if our own citizens are, if we're not pleased with our own citizens, let's just bring in a bunch of people from Africa or from China or from India or from wherever, and, they'll do just as well, especially if they're willing to work for less, and, especially if they'll vote for us." That's how corruption creeps in. That's why I like tariffs.